and they're near some cheetahs. Let me just say this up front. You don't get out of the car. That's what they do. And it surely turns into a harrowing experience. Let's bring in friend of the program, Dave Salmoni, Animal Planet's large predator expert. Can we start there? You don't get out of the car on one of these safari deals?
Probably the smartest place to start. Yeah,
Okay.
you know, when you have an animal encounter, following the rules is pretty much for your at your own risk, I suppose.
Yeah, and what we're seeing here, Dave, I'm not sure if you can see the video. There's a car behind this family, and they point at the family, then they pan the camera over to the cheetahs who are in the shade, just kind of hanging out. And this, by the way, is a family of 5 with little ones, toddlers. And as this is playing out, what do you think the cheetahs are thinking? I mean, are they even noticing?
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear as you see things escalate. As soon as the people realize what's going on, they start acting like prey. They start running. And as soon as you're running from a cheetah, they're the fastest land mammal on the planet, they start chasing. So then now they're prey. And what you first see is they're actually all trying to separate that one toddler from the adult because that's what they do. They look for that one that is a little bit weaker than the others.
Yeah, here's a little bit what you're talking about, Dave, the moment of truth here, where again, they're out. Those cheetahs we were watching in the shade, now they're ready to pounce on this family. So you're saying already that instinct of the cheetah is to go for the most vulnerable in this family.
So this is clearly not a purely wild situation. In the wild, a cheetah would actually run from someone walking on ground because they're persecuted in Africa. Whereas these guys, probably because it's a little bit more semi-captive area, they've lost their fear of humans. So now they're starting to say, well, is it food? Is it danger? Let's chase the smallest thing. The instincts of that woman who stops and swipes at the cat is probably what saves this from getting into a real tragedy. Any level of aggression towards a lean, small animal like a cheetah. Cheetahs are never the biggest. They're not lions. They're not hyenas. They're not. They're always used to worrying about their own safety. So her standing her ground and swiping at that closest cheetah is probably what saved a real tragedy from happening to that young one.
Isn't that something? A mom's instinct kicks in to scoop up toddler and make the swiping motion at the cheetah. So, because that was going to be my next question. If for whatever reason things go wrong on a safari like this and you're vulnerable, so number one, I guess you don't panic.
Yeah, don't panic. And you can't outrun a predator. So running from a predator, it just makes you more like prey. I always tell people, stand your ground. And in that case, they would have all come together in a group, shoulder to shoulder, they look like one big mass rather than a whole bunch of little identifiable masses. And then everybody act as crazy and aggressive as they can to start to get that predator to start thinking, well, this isn't prey that I want to risk going after.
Wow. And just as you were talking there, we had that one last moment where the one cheetah looked really close and made kind of a lunging motion. But I think that's when Mom stood her ground, as you said. Dave, great talking to you as always, and we are thankful this family